Inland Sports.
And now joining us here on the Inland Sports Show, we're just cruising around with the man himself, the king of the jungle out there in the Jack. It is San Jacinto head coach Aric Galliano. And Coach, man, we're just rolling around the Jack with you right now.
Yes, sir.
You know, gosh, looking back at last year, man, what a magical season it was for the Tigers, their first ever CIF Southern Section Championship. As a head coach, does that get you more excited to come back for the following season, knowing how fun and how successful last year was? Does it get you, like, kind of, reinvigorated to come back and start this year?
Yeah, super excited, but also, worried because then, the expectations are I put a lot more stress on myself more now than I think I did last year because, I don't want to, we've built this program to what it's at, and I don't want to make it sure like it's a fluke, like it's a one-year thing. I want to be able to compete and continue to do those types of things year in and year out.
And how do you do that? What's the secret, you think?
I don't know. Everybody's talking about the championship hangover, and I'm just trying to avoid, getting those kids with the championship hangover, pushing them every day. And, we just started summer ball last week, so the first 2 weeks have, been kind of slow, just trying to get them reincorporated to what we're doing again. And, it's fun. We had a lot of pieces, we lost 30 kids, but we also played a lot of young kids early on. So they got a lot of reps, so we're excited to see, where we're going to be at.
How much do you, like during these, summer practices and workouts, how much do you talk about last season and the championship, or how much do you try to say, hey, that was last year, this is a whole new season, a whole new team, we got to have, a new approach this year?
Well, May 28th was our last night of reminiscing on the 2022 season. That was the night I gave out the championship rings. And in my speech at the banquet, I told them, I go, we're moving forward. We're not talking about what happened in 2022. We got to set our own destiny moving on in the 2023 season. And, this is our last time that we can reminisce and enjoy it, with our seniors' families, the players from the 22 team. And it's time now for us to start working on the 23 team and, see what type of destiny we have for ourselves this season.
Coach, before we talk about some of your players, let me talk about some of your coaches. You brought in John Rice, the former head coach, a couple stops in Riverside, most recently with Riverside Poly. What do you think he's going to add to the program?
A wealth of knowledge. He's been a head coach at numerous places. He was a position coach, at St. John Bosco. So he's learned a ton of football. He's one of the most well-respected guys in Riverside County, coaches-wise. For me, having the opportunity to hire him has been huge. I couldn't have done so without Coach Powell, who's been with him the last couple of years. But I'm kind of selfish. I want to learn, too. It's not just for the kids, but, I want to learn as a head coach of what stuff, we do. What stuff does he do? How can we make my program better? That's one thing that I leaned on him. And, we meet up, periodically and where he see our program and, moving forward, like getting his, he has so much knowledge. He's probably forgot more football than I know. So being able to pick his brain, is huge.
All right, Coach, let's talk about some of your guys now. Of course, we got to start with Dylan Gresham, who is one of the top players in the country. He might be the best player in the IE. He broke all the records. What are you expecting from him his senior season?
Well, I'm expecting a lot of people to know who he is now. So we're trying to figure out ways to get him the football. He's a special talent. Great kid. Good family. All those things. I'm excited to see, his body's matured. He's hit the weight room. He's gotten faster. I've seen him compete at all the Redlands camps. Just seeing him, perform, is huge.
And I know you've been around football for a long, long time. You've coached a lot of great players. Where do you think he ranks, and what makes him different? What makes him special?
He wants more. That kid lives for football. We only go 3 days a week practice during the summertime. Asking me to go 5. There's not many kids that do that. He lives, eats, sleeps, and breathes football. And he's so competitive. It's unmatched.
Are you guys in dead period right now, or when do you have that?
We did that at the beginning of June.
Oh, so you're done, man. You're going straight through. You go right into the season now, right?
Yeah, we're going right in. We just got finished like I said, this is our second week of practice. Basically our third day of practice, because we missed one day last week because of kids and getting their physicals and all that stuff, paperwork stuff done.
So do you prefer it that way by design? Would you rather, like you said, take your dead period in the beginning of June and just go all the way through, to that first week in August? Or, I know some coaches are like, no, let's take our dead period in July right before we actually start like fall training camp. But it sounds like you like it this way.
It gives those kids an opportunity to hit up all the Redlands camps and do those things where they're not missing our football practice, which is huge.
Coach, let's end it with this. Where are you going? You're in a rush. You're always running around the jack.
No, my kids are at a Bible camp, and so one of my daughters got injured, so I'm just coming here to pick her up.
Oh,
but no, things are going great.
Is she okay?
She's good. Yeah, they just told me to come pick her up.
All right, well, we're going to let you go then on that. But we're trying to relive some of that Jack magic from last season, a CIF Southern Section Championship, and actually all the way to the state finals last year. Coach Galliano, always appreciate the time. Hope your daughter's okay, and we'll talk again soon.
Absolutely. We'll be on. You're more than welcome anytime at the Jack, Pep. You know that.
Yes, sir. That's Aric Galliano, head football coach for San Jacinto here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Inland Sports.